Hello. Today we're going to learn how to create a food and activity plan to assist us in building a healthy lifestyle. We're going to incorporate the 5 food groups of My Plate, practice mindfulness when making food choices, and incorporate hydration practices customized for each individual. This curriculum was developed by the Drexel University's Eat Right Philly program. The program is funded by the USDA's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program Education, SNAP-Ed, through the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services, DHS. Think about My Plate. The dietary guidelines for Americans uses current research around food, nutrition, and translate it into recommendations for all Americans to use. You might know these guidelines by the My Plate graphic. My Plate encourages us to get a variety of nutrient-dense foods from all 5 food groups. Do you remember what nutrient-dense means? Nutrient-dense foods are those with a good source of essential nutrients that are low in solid fats, added sugars, and sodium. Some examples include foods like broccoli, Greek yogurt, oats, olive oil, walnuts, and even salmon. Let's refresh ourselves on the key parts of each food group. My Plate suggests making half your plate fruits and vegetables with a focus on whole fruits and a variety of vegetables. Canned and frozen are still great options. We just want to select canned items that are low in sodium and packed with 100% fruit juice. Make half your grains whole grains, such as incorporating whole wheat pasta. Vary your protein intake, choosing lean, low-fat options of meat, plant-based proteins like beans, nuts, seeds, and legumes, and seafood like fish. Shift to low-fat or fat-free dairy products. By following the dietary guidelines, we can work on making balanced choices that can help our bodies to look and feel their best and can reduce our chances of getting chronic health conditions. We know that making balanced choices can be easy at times. However, there are also times when making balanced choices can be very challenging. We know that different factors can influence our food and drink choices. Are there factors that influence your food choices? You might be thinking of things like smell, cost, social media, emotions, accessibility, and transportation are all potential factors that could influence the choices that we make. We learned that some of these factors can affect the quality or balance of our choices. Do you think age has an impact on the factors that influence our food choices? It can. Factors that influence the food and beverage choices you make may no longer be an influential factor in 15 years. For instance, do the options that people have in your current environment influence your choices? These options may impact your choice now, however, they may feel less influence in the future. These factors affect the choices we are making at home or when eating at restaurants. Today, we're going to take a look at the choices we make in a day. We will consider the various activities that we do and how our choices are meeting the goals of a balanced eating style. We will be using these recommendations from My Plate and tips from the dietary guidelines. We will work together to complete one sample day of a food activity plan. Based on what we have learned in this unit, let's try to put together a plan for a full day of balanced food and activity for a hypothetical teenager. Here is an example of a food and activity plan. If you do not have access to this worksheet, you can pause this video or follow along on how to make your own. To make your own, draw out 5 columns with F, V, P, G, and D in each column, just as the example shows. At the bottom of each column, write activity. To start, select a day of the week that this plan will pertain to. We are now ready to walk through an example. To complete the food and activity selections for a particular day, you'll want to consider the following. What does your commute to school and to home look like? Do you include any self-care, such as showering? What time did you wake up? Do you participate in any recreational activities? What are some other activities you need to consider? Do you have a job? Are you involved in any after-school activities? When does your homework get done? For each meal, snack, or beverage you consume, you'll want to add those details under the time of day it might fall under. This will make more sense when we move on to our example on the next slide.
We're going to take a look at Mariah's food and activity plan. You'll notice that she mentioned in the notes that she woke up at 7 a.m. and took the bus to school. Mariah is tracking for a Tuesday. She also noted that she has basketball practice from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and she grabbed dinner from a corner store. She also added that her pop has hypertension and type 2 diabetes. This helps us to know that she may be following a diet that's lower in sodium and added sugars. Now let's take a look at the rest of Mariah's food and activity plan. During the early morning hours of 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., Mariah didn't eat anything during that time. But during the mid-morning hours of 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., she had an apple, a hard-boiled egg, a blueberry muffin, and chocolate milk. You'll notice that the apple is listed next to F for the fruit group, the hard-boiled egg is next to P for the protein group, and the blueberry muffin is next to G, the grain group. Notice there's an arrow from the blueberry muffin to the fruit group. This is because Mariah's muffin contained real blueberries, and blueberries are a fruit. You may notice that under the activity section, Mariah has band listed. This means that she had band sometime during the time frame of 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Around noon, Mariah had 100% juice, carrots and hummus, a turkey hoagie, and baked chips. The 100% juice is listed under the F category, so we can determine that this must have been a 100% fruit juice. The carrots are in the V group for vegetables, and then hummus and turkey are in the P group because they are both considered proteins. Hummus is made from chickpeas, and these are classified as a subgroup in the vegetable food group known as legumes. This is why she has an arrow pointing toward the vegetable category. Hummus is a type of plant-based protein food, which is why she has it listed under the protein food group instead. You may have noticed that Mariah categorizes baked chips in the G group for grains. Do you think that's correct? Baked chips would actually be considered not a grain. While some may think they are vegetables because they are made from potatoes, that is also not correct when it comes to my plate. Even though they are baked, chips would be looked at as a sometimes food. In the notes section, write sometimes and put the baked chips under noontime next to it. The sometimes group contains foods that are typically going to be higher in saturated or trans fats, often have higher amounts of added sugars or sodium. Under the afternoon of 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. category, Mariah ate a banana and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The banana would count towards the F group for fruits, and there are two arrows pointing the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which Mariah has listed in the P group, proteins. Notice the arrow from the G group, grains, pointing to the peanut butter and jelly. This is because the bread is a grain. Do you think jelly would also be a protein? Jelly typically contains a lot of added sugar, and because of this, it will go in the sometimes food category. In the notes section, add jelly under afternoon time frame next to the baked chips. Mariah also drank a lot of water during this time frame. And in the evening, between 4 p.m. and 11 p.m., Mariah ate a baked potato with butter, a grilled chicken sandwich, and had water to drink. The baked potato and butter are listed in the vegetable group. Do you think both items belong in this group? Butter, which actually contains high amounts of saturated fat, and because of this, it will go in the sometimes food category. So in the notes section, add butter under the evening time frame next to jelly and the baked chips. The grilled chicken sandwich is listed under the protein group with arrows pointing to the vegetable and dairy group. We can assume that this sandwich included foods that would be classified under those food groups. What parts of the sandwich do you think belong to the protein, vegetable, and dairy group? Well, the grilled chicken would fall into the protein group. Lettuce and tomatoes would fall in the vegetable group. And assuming there's cheese on this sandwich, that would be categorized into the dairy group. Now let's take a look at Mariah's day and tally the food consumed for each food group. As a reminder, the fruit group is red, vegetable group is green, the grain group is orange, and the protein group is purple, and the dairy group is blue. So looking at the fruit group, Mariah has 3 tally marks. Do you think that's correct? Let's go through and identify each food that is considered a fruit. During the mid-morning, she had an apple and the muffin that contained blueberries. At noon, she had 100% juice listed under the afternoon category. She had a banana. It appears that she did not consume a fruit in the evening. So since the blueberry muffin likely had a couple of blueberries in it, this really would not count as a full serving. According to My Plate, Mariah would need to consume 8 ounces or 1 cup of 100% juice to count as a serving. This means the apple, banana, and 100% juice are all considered servings of fruit. You can check out myplate.gov to learn how much of each food you would need to eat to be considered a serving, and to see which food group your snacks or meals belong to.
Now that you have completed your own food and activity plan, let's walk through our checklist to determine how mindfully balanced your choices were. Was every food group represented? Did you include whole grains? If so, were half of your grains choose to be whole grains? Did you get at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables? Did you get at least 2 to 3 servings of dairy or dairy alternatives? Are all your beverage that you consumed listed throughout the day?